Hi, I'm Dawn Friedman, and I appreciate you joining me so I can tell you a little bit about myself and why I decided to start You Are Not Your Mother. So, I have been working with and writing about families for over 30 years now. I started out working with kids, then realized I really loved working with parents, which is why, after getting my counseling degree, I got postgraduate training in early childhood mental health through Arcadia University, and then completed the certification training through Postpartum Support International. I'm also a mom to two kids, and here they are. That's Noah there, the first time he went to Alaska. He's super into rock climbing, so he likes to go to places where there's great rock climbing. And that's Madison on the right when she was in seventh grade. She's going to be a junior next year. And this is just the most recent picture I had of her on my computer that she had given me permission to share because you know how teenagers are. They are certainly the light of my life, and boy, have they offered me lots of learning. So, back to my professional work, I'm going to talk a little bit about my clinical practice. I love my clients. I love working with them, and my most favorite clients are struggling parents. Why is that? Because I have been there. I always tell parents that parenting is the most triggering thing you can do. And that was definitely my experience. I was a very intense mom, very hard on myself with my son. Then, after my daughter came home, I struggled with post adoption depression, which is like postpartum depression, but it happens after you adopt. I understand parent struggles. The parents I work with, I understand what they need because they need what I needed. Most of the parents who come to see me want to do things differently than their own parents did, but don't know how. A big part of our work together is helping parents connect to their inner wisdom, even and maybe especially if they don't think they have any. I help parents feel good about their parenting choices because those choices are informed ones. They are respectful to their kids and themselves, and because those choices work. But I don't get to work with all of the people who want to work with me, and I get tired of turning people away, which leads to You Are Not Your Mother. So people ask me why I named it You Are Not Your Mother, and let me explain. Did you know that one of the predictors of developing a postpartum mood disorder is a difficult relationship with your own mother? Yep, it's true. Most of the parents who I see have challenged relationships with their own parents. And by challenged, I mean a whole continuum of things, whether it's a parent who is or has been highly critical or super anxious or emotionally neglectful or even outright abusive. Very often, the parents I see didn't realize there was a problem with the relationship or how deep the problems were until they had a child. So, as they're building their parenting identity, there is a lot to unpack. You are not your mother is the phrase I say the most often to struggling parents who are trying to do things differently and are afraid of failing. You know how when you were a kid and you tell yourself, I'm never going to do that when I'm a parent, and then you do that and you beat yourself up about it? Yeah, those are the parents I work with. And this site is how I want to support more of you. I've tried to do in person groups and frankly, trying to get everyone scheduled to work, all the parents who need to get babysitters, need to figure out whether or not their partners are coming with them. Me, the needs of my practice, it just doesn't work. So, taking the work online gives us flexibility, but also keeps the community aspect, which is a big deal. In the parenting classes I teach in real life, the connections parents make to each other, the support they give, and the empathetic understanding is powerful. I remember in one particular group that I served where one of the parents was there reluctant, really angry about being dragged there by their partner. And they dismissed everything I said. They were argumentative, they were combative and hostile. I could not get through to them. But one day, another parent said something that just clicked, put this person on the same footing and helped them feel less like an outsider who felt judged by the so called expert leader. But when they made that connection with another parent, magic happened. Big epiphanies and shifts. I remember that class because all of us, including me, cried. And that's when I realized that I had to find a way to help more of the parents I work with find supportive community, which is what really drove this site. So, what do we all do inside the site? At the center are classes, which will be growing all of the time. And those classes are available whenever you need them, whether that's 1 in the morning, 6 in the morning, 11 o'clock at night. And you can take them in the order that you want to take them, with one exception. There is the first class. I ask everybody to take a class on values first, just so we're all on the same page. But otherwise, they dip in and out. They take what they need when they need it. AMA stands for Ask Me Anything, and I'll be hosting experts who will check in and answer community questions. I'm really excited about that because I know some very smart people. The problem-solving model is called Parenting for Resiliency, and it's a structured way to make parenting decisions. Once you learn it, you will always be able to figure out what to do, no matter the challenge and no matter how old your child is. And of course, you'll have like-minded parents committed to doing things differently. The ideas of mine that drive the site are: I do believe there are lots and lots of ways to be a wonderful parent. I'm not going to teach you one way. I don't tell people how to parent. I teach them how to become the parent they are meant to be and that their children need. And I know that you don't have to love the work of parenting to love being a parent. Parenting is a job. Being a parent is a relationship. We focus on the relationship and find ways to make the job easier to make that relationship easier. I also believe that parenthood, even though it's often a grind, even though sometimes it's all snotty noses and socks to pick up, can be and ought to be the ultimate path to enlightenment. I'm a self-growth junkie, and I like to work with people who want to grow. Becoming a bit better parent will also help us become better people, which is convenient because our kids are eventually going to grow up and go out on their own, and we're going to be left with ourselves. So let's not ignore us. Finally, in case I haven't made it clear, I am a big fan of parents, even the ones who yell too much, even the ones who cry after their toddler throws a tantrum in the grocery store, even the one who sometimes resorts to bribes to get their kids to do things, maybe especially those parents. Imperfect parents who try hard are my kind of people. All right, so how do you join You Are Not Your Mother? Well, currently I'm building it. I'm a little bit techie, but not a lot techie, so it's taking some time while I work out the bugs. Meanwhile, I would love for you to join my weekly newsletter. I work to make it informative, but not overwhelming, so you can scan it and get some information and inspiration for your week. This will add you to the waitlist for the community, so you'll be the first to know when I launch. Finally, you'll get a PDF download of the core concepts, the things I say the most often to parents, and that informs all of the work that we do together. I hope you'll find it helpful. And finally, thank you. I know you're busy, and it means so much to me that you took time out of that busy day to learn more about You Are Not Your Mother. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, and I hope to see you on my subscriber list. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Bye.